Call this meeting of the Area Planning Commission, regular monthly meeting to order. If all could stand, they can, and please repeat the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening to everyone, and thank you for coming tonight. We'll begin with roll call.
Tim Sparks.
Hey, I'm first. I'm here, I'm present, thank you. Present.
Darren Price.
Present.
Bill Free.
Present.
Dale Munson.
Present.
Gary Naylor.
Present.
Robert Stewart. Is absent. Brian Robb.
Present.
Bill Mackey. Darrell Drew.
Here.
Bill McDaniel.
Present.
Jeff Wessling.
Present.
Beverly Rude.
We do have a quorum. Are there any minutes to be approved for tonight?
No, I didn't.
Okay. We'll move on to, we have a public hearing tonight. It's a petition filed to replat Conwell's northeast, lot number 1, block number 5, 221 East 9th Street. Correction that's in the agenda, that was in the agenda, into 3 single-family residential lots. I'll entertain a motion to open the floor for the public hearing.
Second.
Been a motion made and seconded that we open the floor for the public hearing. Any other questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. Motion carries. We hereby open the floor at this time. Mr. Lucas,
Yes.
I'll let you go first.
All right.
Maybe first and last, I don't
First and
know.
last. Well, I've come here this evening to ask your guys' blessing to form this small subdivision or develop it into 3 deeded lots that I already have. I already own the property. Used to own the property next door, bought the Eagles, made it a better building, sold it, made it now a gym. And I just see the future here in town. My background now is I'm a real estate broker, sell real estate, as some of you know I've worked for. I see the need now for housing in town. We're about 4.5 million houses short in America for the public to purchase. And in the past 4 or 5 years, I would say Lucas Investors has developed about 22 houses that we've flipped. So my motto has been make Connersville better, one house at a time. So, and in the same process, I'm trying to bring, for the good of this community, is bring tax rolls up a little bit. So I have a lot sitting here, it's just sitting here idle, costing me tax money that I do nothing with. So I see the advantage now to create a 3 buildable lots. And in doing so, I'm just asking for your blessing for the sizes that I need to put these 3 homes in. They're going to be 3 quality homes. They're going to be single-family residences of about 1,150 square feet, single level, big enough on a single level to put the elderly in. If we have elderly folks that want to move into town from outer areas, wider doors. That bathroom will be handicap accessible, ADA compliant type things, and so that's basically my gist. And if I can in the future, I know the city's sitting on a few lots that if I can develop them, I'd be happy to. Because I'm in the process of doing that. I'm moving from flipping homes to that process of trying to build homes again, which in the past has been about 2008 when society kind of collapsed on ourselves. We were building houses and haven't since. So I'm really excited that I can do this again and bring some nice quality homes to town. These homes are going to be a craftsman style look from the front. Matter of fact, I just dealt with a guy about 3 days ago that came, and he's going to give me I'm trying to contract with him if this goes through my pricing and things to get it done. So, you guys have any questions of me and what we're doing? I'd be glad to help and answer.
What would be the pricing of the house?
The pricing of these houses, I'm trying to keep under 200,000. So right now, our market is up. In the last 2 years, the dollar has devalued such that it's caused our housing to go up. I'd say housing is about $50,000 higher than it was 2 years ago or less. I don't see housing prices coming down because of building costs and inflation. And so I want to keep it under that because right now houses are, they're selling really high, higher than I've ever seen them. I just sold one on Ranch Road for $305,000, which 3 years ago it was a $189,000 property. So things continue to go up. But I'll tell you about Connersville is, what I'm seeing, my higher end homes are all being bought by people from out of area. I'm bringing people in from where they're selling homes for $600,000, $700,000, $800,000. So my higher end homes are being sold for that $300,000 to $400,000 range by people who say, this house is as good as what I just sold, and I'm moving to a community that's quiet. It's safe to them, and it's an inexpensive place to live. So I want to be here to help Connersville grow. So that's my goal. So if you guys can help me with that matter, I'd appreciate it.
John, you also, the other day when you and I were talking a little bit about addressing, you were talking about your goal is to basically build all three of these homes simultaneously.
Yes, my goal is I'm doing all three at the same time.
Yeah.
The costs are better that way.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah, and sell them all. Hopefully, homes right now are on the market for, well, look, like I said, the last house I sold was on the market for about 6 hours. I just happened to have the buyers. But right now, the market it's a little different. Everything changes near an election. Things are slowing down a little bit. Interest rates are high. A lot of people aren't selling homes because they're locked into 3% and 2% interest rates. So they're not moving like they used to. But we still have a lot of people that need places to live. We've got kids coming out of college all the time, which I'd like to see kids move back to Connersville and be here. We don't have enough housing in Connersville. I've got right now, I think, 25 rentals that are homes, and they stay full. I get 6 calls a day for somebody wanting to rent a house. And these people are they will pay anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 a month for rent on not very quality homes. So I can provide a nice home for somebody and for their mortgage less than that right now in this home that I'm wanting to build.
John, no kind of HOA or anything with these?
No, there won't be any HOAs with this.
So looking at the pictures here, we've just got like a big open space. So how are you gonna orient? Are they gonna be facing 9th Street?
They're all gonna be facing, is that 9th Street? Yes, they'll all be facing 9th Street themselves. And they'll all be the same style home, but with different colorations. The garage will be on one side of the other, porches kind of offset to make it look different, to make the fronts look very desirable, make the fronts pop. That's what I want to do.
The utility and drainage easement, is that actually an alley behind there?
There's
Or
no
is it-
alley there.
Okay,
no.
I didn't think there
It
was.
butts right up to,
So there won't be any off-street access to the 3 properties then?
only off-street would be the alley to the house closest to the BAM gym.
Okay.
There's an alley that runs north and south there.
Yes, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the easement between lot 1 and lot 2? That house is awful close to the property line.
Let's see what you're saying here. Oh, well, let's see, these easements here. Now, if you look at the drawings, everyone,
This house.
the inside, there's an inside measurement. You can see it better on the larger Mylar versions. And maybe, I don't know if I can do this. The building sizes for what I'm asking for is to be able to build inside these small gray lines, is where I'm trying to keep the square footage in. And those lines are all equal to my minimums that we need between the houses themselves that are already in existence by you guys' rules, I believe.
Mr. Lucas put a lot of effort, he spoke with me a lot about this, what he needs to do to come in compliance.
I've actually
And you're
made-
not, approving, just so you know, you're not approving a house permit, right? We're just putting these into 3 different parcels.
Yes.
One to 3.
Right. You're not worried about what he can build there, how close he can get. The pictures are nice to let us know what his intentions are, but shouldn't have any impact on your decision.
Is the intent to continue as GB, general business zoning in there, or are you looking to change those to
Well,
residential?
if I need to change that, I
It's
can.
not necessary.
It's not necessary.
Because
It is.
single-family dwellings are a permitted use by.
Permitted by G.
business
Yeah.
districts.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions for Mr. Lucas? Okay, thank you.
All right.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak? For or against? Okay, seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion made and seconded that we close the public hearing at this time. Any further discussion or questions on that? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed to same. Motion carries. Public hearing will now be closed. Now, for any discussion among the board, any other discussion?
I make a motion, we approve it.
Bill, is that an easement that comes off of this one house into the alleyway? It looks like an easement from this house into this alleyway here where Bam is at.
No, that's just what Mr. Lucas is providing there for you.
Because,
Yeah, because that's not, that is not an easement.
okay,
Yeah, that's just funky things happen on
yep,
lots.
just wanted to make sure we weren't having
No,
another. Yep, good
no
enough.
problem with that.
Thank you.
There is a motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been a motion made and seconded that we approve the replat of this one lot into a minor subdivision, which would divide it into 3 lots. If there's no other discussion, we will vote. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed to same. Motion carries unanimously. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Bill, this goes before the city council?
No, it does not. This is
It does not have to?
ordinance. Okay, the decision is made by the area planning commission for the subdivision.
Okay,
So this is why I have 2 copies right there, for the president and the secretary to sign on both Mylars. One will be the area planning commission.
Right here.
The other will actually
okay,
We signed this and the Mylars.
okay. I'll leave it with that. and we'll-
Okay.
All right, thank you, John.
Thank you.
I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, just, tomorrow's gonna be a little crazy for me, stop by Monday, and then we'll go over, so what you can do as far as the rest of this. We need to get surveyor and all this stuff before it gets recorded.
Very good. All right, thank you, everyone.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
I look forward to seeing more,
See more?
see more of you.
They're good builders.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you, guys.
Yep.
Thank you.
And ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
See you.
Now, we'll move on to the Solar Energy Committee update. I was not able to attend, but I think Darren did.
Yes. We made a lot of progress, got through kind of our final look at about the first 2/3 of what we're looking at. So I think if we can finish off July, I think we'll be ready to present something, hopefully in August.
Okay, great.
And as soon as that's done, we can get it enough time so that we can get copies, I'd like to get copies to all of your plan commission members, I want to get them to you with a double space for you to notes. And since because both city council and the county commissioners, we also want to give them copies so they can actually start reviewing those as early as possible also.
Right, okay, all right. Parking regulations, are we ready to do anything else with that?
I didn't do anything more since the last talk, and I didn't bring the copy with me.
Okay. Then we need to amend our zoning code and add or replace the subdivision regulations to reflect the new city-county development.
Yeah, those will be in something like the erosion control standards, sedimentation standards, and the ones as far as the streets, sidewalks, everything else, all the improvements that are made with references in both, is all we really need to do. We won't need to copy the language. All we will need to do is to make them the references to those particular codes, those standards. So that when the feature is then having language, so as they're amended in the future, you automatically adopt the change standards.
Can we do that tonight?
No, I still need to prepare those for you, since it's gonna take, code amendments.
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna incorporate, you're gonna change you're not just gonna add this to the code, you're going to change the
Yeah,
code
I need to
sections
actually
too.
change
Okay.
language.
Right.
Is that, it's.
So in that case, we will need a public hearing then.
Yeah, because what we'll need to do is, because it's gonna be just, replacing a lot of language in both, just with references to the document.
Okay. Very good.
Okay, I guess I have a question then. Maybe it's for you more, Jeff. If we need to go through the procedure of public hearing and whatnot, isn't it, aren't we going about backwards? Shouldn't have we?
No, it's already a part of our zoning code, in my opinion, because it's already been passed by the county and city.
Well, that's what I thought.
Yeah, but now we're going to change other sections of the ordinance to alleviate this problem in the future.
We wanna
Instead of having it be a part incorporated in there, instead it just says it alludes to it. That way, when this document changes, because it's going to be an ever-evolving document, whenever it changes, we won't have to change our ordinance.
So otherwise, then, once we have the public hearing, change that language, then it has to go before the commissioners and the
Yeah,
council.
strictly zoning code and subdivision.
Just the language and just the sections that allude to it in the zoning code. Once that's cleaned up, then they'll never have to do this again.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I think so.
Yeah, because once they change those standards, it's automatically incorporated in our code. I think the way our code has it is not as, doesn't allow for those evolutions of those standards.
Okay.
And it's pretty convoluted. A lot
So otherwise, 5 years from now, the county sees that they have to change their standards. We don't have to go through this procedure again because it'll just refer
Or say
to.
whatever the county and city standards are, we adopt.
Okay, I see.
Who makes, approves, and updates those?
Okay, what are you referring to, the development standards?
The standards.
Okay, those are adopted by both the city council and also the county commissioners. Now, those are a separate ordinance that does not actually fall under the actual authority within the area zoning code for these development standards. They often will have language about, their development standards, but they can also be at odds with the language that the city and the county then adopted.
Well, for all intents and purposes, we could eliminate all language alluding to these standards in our code.
Yeah.
And they still have to be followed by people. But I think it probably is cleaner if we just have some of that language in our code.
Okay.
So we're not, whatever we do over the next month or two as far as public hearing, we're not doing anything with standards. The standards are in place. The county and
That's what I
city
thought,
get-
yeah.
the county and city get to control those. We're just duplicating for somewhat.
Simplifying language.
And we're cleaning it up to where we never have to worry about it again whenever they change their standards, if that makes sense.
So otherwise, the old standards, it was made part of our zoning. This
No.
time, we're not gonna make it part of our
It
zoning.
wasn't, I wouldn't say it was a part of our code, it was just, it was incorporated to where I didn't.
Well, yeah, because they adopted 1993 language for both of those. Now, so even when you're involved with in the around 2000 or so.
Yes.
Right, okay. So when those were adopted, it was already at variance with some of the things in the zoning code of the subdivision regulations.
Right.
So it's something that could have been cleaned up then, but it never was.
So this is something that we should have done with the first construction standards, but we didn't. Okay, all right, I understand now. All right, I'm with you. Okay, so, once we get that in hand, then we can address that. And I realize that you're, all of a sudden much busier, with inspections, so that's a good thing, but it's not for us. I mean, necessarily, because we can't get a lot of administration work done.
Yeah, it's very difficult to do the administrative stuff.
Yeah, So,
There's days where, you know, don't look Dale strong today. I mean, there's days where I'm lucky where I maybe have 2 hours in the office
Yeah.
to do stuff like this between
and it takes
messages,
that much time to
emails,
wind down sometimes.
inspections, yeah, permits. And in that 2 hours, in that 2 hours, you're also trying to handle the
So,
permits.
unfortunately, this board may not be quite as productive this year due to the fact that our building numbers are going up, so.
It's a good problem to have.
That's a good problem to have,
That's
really.
positive.
Yeah.
And one thing that isn't reflected in those numbers is we now issue permit for the actual physical construction of building 3. And so, that was a $25,000 permit and another $83 million of construction costs.
Good, good. So on the zoning code amendment, accessory uses, there again, that's kind of been put on the back burner because most of that depends on Bill, workmanship there as well. And then the reformatted zoning code progress, that's the same problem that we're having. So, Bill, might be a good idea, we just clean up the agenda a little bit, maybe make less on the agenda, if we're not addressing it
Okay,
on a monthly basis.
I'll excise those from it.
You have in front of you the director's report. Are there any questions for Bill at this time, as it's presented?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve the report as presented to the board. Are there any other questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Yeah, because we're already up to this month, up to another 31 permits.
New.
New permits over those there. And then I still have, I think, 5 that I have to process. So hopefully I can process them tomorrow, I don't know.
That is great news for our economy, local. So, let's continue to encourage these contractors and developers when you're out there.
Yeah, and we do have three decent commercial projects that we're working through, and they finally got through the process. I think only one of them still lacking finishing some information for the stormwater permit from the city. And so they're about ready to get started on 3 of them, and they will be within probably the next couple of months.
I think I saw where Kroger's maybe
That's one of them is the
Yep.
fuel center.
yeah, the fuel center, so that's great news.
And I think some
But
of you
that's
are-
gonna continue to come.
I think some of you are aware with with Shell on Vine.
Line's starting to
Yeah.
move again, so.
That's moving again, so that was, once again, some of the things with the stormwater, and then with them getting-
I knew there was issues with
and getting the
stormwater.
information from the site design, because parts of it are in the actual floodway fringe, to make sure it has the flood protection grade to the actual floor, so they did that. And then there's the dentist that bought, not regular practice, that lot that's been empty forever on 24th and Western.
Oh, yeah?
Dr. Robbins.
Yeah, Dr. Robbins, yeah. So that'll be a new dentist office over there.
Well, all right, that's good.
Okay.
All right. Is there any other questions or comments to Bill or anyone else? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn then.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to adjourn. Any questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same sign. Motion carries. Meeting adjourned.